What's good, everybody? My name is Austin Simon, aka Ace. I'm a rapper slash teacher slash father slash husband slash geek. You already know what it is. See Vegeta, see the pop, see me in anime form. Stop it. Actually, can you? Can you see? Yeah, you can. You can kind of see it. But anyways, today I want to actually kind of do some more D&D content. But instead of showing you guys my, or at least our campaign, I kind of want to give a nice little tier list for those who are getting into D&D for the first time, kind of help you out in picking what class you want to be, right? So this is going to be a tier list of the funnest, and funnest is actually not a word, but we're going to use funnest today. The funnest class to use in the game. So let's do this with a nice little tier list. All right, so here you see a little tier list, but I changed some of the wording. So the most fun would be lit, straight up fun, like very fun is fun, good time, meh, and then boo boo, which is just not it basically, right? So here we have all the classes, and then we also have the Blood Hunter in here, which I think is a cool little addition. So let's do this. Let's start off with the monk. Now, again, this is not the best class. This is the most fun class, and it's also, in my opinion, just throwing that out there. So for the monk, now as far as like skill and their effectiveness overall, I would actually say that they're bottom tier. They're probably one of the worst classes overall when it comes to like everything that they can do compared to all the other classes. But I think as far as flavor and how fun they are, I'm gonna say good time. I mean, you could punch people in the face like multiple times. You're a monk. You have martial arts, bruh. Like if you're an anime fan, like me, like I feel like the monk is like one of the perfect classes to pick because you can be Naruto. You can be Naruto. You can be Luffy. I think Luffy is a monk, and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I gotta put them in good time, simply because of the flavor, but because of the fact that they're not optimally one of the best, that actually brings them down a little bit. I wish they were better, because then that would probably be my main. Now, with that being said, next we got the fighter, and the fighter is my favorite class overall. I gotta put it under lit. I got to. I'm biased. It's my favorite class. I'm an Eldritch Knight in my campaign right now, and I love everything about him. I can't get hit. My AC at level 3 gets up to like a 26, 27. I'm ridiculous. I cannot get hit. It's amazing, and the role playing aspect that I can do with the fighter because of the fact that like it's an open canvas. Like if you're creative enough, you can make the fighter really really cool. And um, yeah, if you don't have a whole lot of creativity, you could essentially just say, oh I attack every move. But because of the fact that it's an open canvas, you can do a lot with this if you just think hard enough. All right, so with the bard, I would also say that this is S tier slash lit because of, again, the flavor. Now, again, with me, I'm a musician, and so I'm kind of biased on that front as well. Granted, if you don't, if you're the type of player that wants to get in there and fight up close, this probably isn't the class for you. But everything else that this class can do is top tier, and the role playing aspect of it, you got a high charisma, and you can perform at any point. That's fire. That's fire. All right, so cleric. So we have a cleric in my campaign right now, and he's probably our strongest character, like overall, just from the stuff that he can do. But I don't know if I just don't see it. Like it's mad to me. It's mad to me. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that I could do, but flavor wise, I just don't see it personally. Right? I don't know. It's just not for me. Basically, it's just not for me. Um, then we got the barbarian. Now I'm gonna put barbarian under fun, and here's why I think the fighter is a little bit more fun, a little bit more fun than the barbarian. Yes, at any point I can rage out. I can rage out. Woo! But after, like, let's say I run out of rage. I don't know how often that happens because I've never played the barbarian before. But let's just say I run out of rages. Then what do I do? I feel like at that point, then I'm just a worse fighter. And I just don't know about that. But because of the fact that you can rage, and I think some of the subclasses are really, really cool, like the Totem Warrior and stuff like that. I think that this has to be a super, super fun class to play. Um, but I just don't know if it's more fun than the fighter. All right, we got the Wizard. We got the wizard. If you're a fan of spellcasting, this is the best one. So you gotta put it under lit. You gotta put it under lit, right? Like it's the quintessential spellcaster. So if that's your niche, if that's your thing, you gotta pick the wizard. And there's so many things you can do with this guy. You can do the blade singer, which makes you a fighter wizard. You can do abjuration, which I think that one's the is that the yeah, that's like the shields and stuff like that. You can illusions. There's so many things you can do with the wizard. That's amazing. The only thing you can't do is heal, but that's what the clerics for, and druids and the other spellcasters can heal. You don't gotta heal. You don't gotta do that. All right. So I think this one is the warlock. I'm a warlock in my other D&D campaign, and I'm gonna put it under good time. I wish it just had more spell slots. I feel like there's times where I'm like, dang, I could do this, but I don't want to run out of a spell slot. I have only 2 precious spell slots, so I don't know if I should do that at this point. So it's almost like even though I'm a full caster, am I really? Like all I'm really doing is Eldritch Blast. Now, granted, I'm a Hexblade, so there's a whole bunch of other flavorful stuff, and it's really cool. So I wish that if I just had 1 or 2 more spell slots, this would be under lit. But way that you can set up your character, the backstories that you can use with your patron is really, really awesome. And so overall, it's okay. It's good. Sorcerer, I'm gonna put it a good time. The meta magic is probably awesome, but I think that the spells known and the spell lists that they get aren't as cool as the wizard, and essentially you're just the worst wizard if you're a sorcerer, in my opinion. You can just do like extra stuff with those spells, but I mean, the wizard's just better. I just think it's just better, so I'm gonna put it in a good time. Like it's hard for me not to compare, because they're almost the same thing, but the wizard's better. Artificer. Now here's the thing: is it the most optimal class? Not at all. But I think it's just such a sick concept. The Artificer, you can make things. Like, you could be Iron Man. You're Iron Man. You're a fantasy Iron Man. That is so sick. So I got to put it under fun. Because, yeah, you're not going to be the strongest. You're not going to be the strongest character on your team. There's no way. But you'll be that support, and you'll definitely be viable. That's for sure. Definitely be viable. And you'll be a quintessential member of the team, because a lot of people are going to be depending on you for healing, because you can heal, for magic items, cool little items that you can create for the team. Oh yeah. I wish I had an Artificer on my team right now. I just won't be it. All right. So then the Blood Hunter. I'm not a fan. Look, it's cool that Critical Role was able to make a semi-official class, and the concept is awesome. But I've played with 2 so far. I played with 2, not me, but I've had 2 on my team so far in my D&D career, and both of those people regretted picking the Blood Hunter over time. There's not enough reward for the type of sacrifices that you have to make for the different abilities that they have, in my opinion. All right, next is the Druid. You can turn into a bear. Not only can you turn into a bear, you can then do enlarge and turn yourself into a giant bear. You can turn into a hawk and then enlarge and then be a giant hawk. You can turn into an elemental. I'm just throwing that out there, that you can turn into an animal. You can turn into a gorilla. You can turn into a T-Rex. That is fire. That is fire. Like, in fact, nah. I'm putting this under lit. I'm putting this under lit simply because of the fact you can turn to an animal. And when you're not an animal, there's still other things that you can do. I know there's like the shroom one that's pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of different dope shit that the druid can do that you gotta give it credit for that. Now the ranger, I know we'll get to bad rap. A lot of people say that the ranger's one of the worst classes. But I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, man. The Ranger's kind of awesome. Like, I think at this point you can kind of tell that I really like martial classes. I like hitting people in the face. But it's like you're a martial class that has spells. And if you're a Gloomstalker, you have extra stuff you can do. I would even say the Horizon Walker is amazing as well, with the teleportation and the Planner Warrior. Like, man, there's some cool things you can do with the Ranger, as well as having an animal companion if you really want. Like, that's fire. Like, if you're into the whole archery, like warrior of the wilderness kind of thing, and you don't want to be a druid, oh yeah. The rogue. Now see, I'm in between either lit or fun or even good time. I feel like it just depends on what you're looking for. Like for me, I want more attacks than just one. So like for me personally, I would put it on a good time, but I can understand why somebody would like the rogue a lot, actually, because of all the different things you can do outside of combat, the stealth, sneak attacks. Um, I think that there are some really, really cool subclasses like the Blade and the Arcane Trickster. Even the Assassin, like from a flavor aspect, is really, really sick. So you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put it under fun. Um, I don't know if I would ever play the rogue just because, again, I like hitting people in the face. I like being a brute. So I'm pretty much probably always going to be either a fighter or a barbarian or some kind of mix between a spellcaster and fighting class, aka Hexblade Warlock. So yeah, I'm putting the rogue right here. All right, and then the last one is the paladin. And I gotta put it under lit. I gotta put it under lit. I literally have to put it under lit. It can do everything. The paladin is the most, in my opinion, the most well balanced and most versatile class in the game. You can heal, so you could be a utility. You can be a tank. You can be a crazy damage dealer. Like, what can't you? Oh, and your charisma based with spells, so you can be the role playing face of the team. Like, what is there that you can't do? Like, man, now I've never played the paladin, but I want to play one so bad. Like that's my next campaign that I do is I'm going to pick a paladin because I mean I'm already a fighter and a hexblade warlock. I feel like the next thing after that would have to be a paladin because I like hitting people in the face and doing spells. So like it's just, I don't know, man. This yeah. I don't have like a rank, I guess, or a set like what's the number one. Um, it's just we're grouped into this. So these are lit. That's the fighter, bard, wizard, druid, and paladin. For fun, A tier basically. The barbarian, artificer, ranger, and rogue. For a good time, you're gonna have a solid time playing. Um, I have the monk, warlock, and the sorcerer. And I'm actually, I want to put the sorcerer down at meh. No, I'm gonna keep it right there. And the cleric, meh. But that's look, and for cleric mains out there, I know that you guys got some cool, subclasses and classes out there. It's just, again, it's just not me. It's just not me. And then lastly, Boo Boo, absolute garbage is is the Blood Hunter. It's just not it. But yeah, this is my tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys next time.